Hello everybody, welcome back to a new Transformers toy review. I'm Autocon and this is Micronus Prime. Now I've had him for a while, I just didn't have time to record and edit and all that right now. I've been a little busy right now, to be honest with you, and then holidays and all that and then work. So now I've had him for a while, I've been playing with him as well. He is pretty fun to play in a way, just to a certain extent, but I do like the whole figure. So let's just get close to the figure just to check it out. Now that head sculpt, this whole thing is just an armor. The actual character is inside of him. I'm sure by now most of you might know that, but you know, you have some really nice detail right here considering that this is an armor. You know, you got some cable detail here, a lot of nice silver here. You got the feet, you got some nice arms with a little mechanic detail right here. You know, it looks pretty cool. The head looks a little simple, but it's an armor, so it's not like nothing crazy, just a face like right here, the visor, and then just like no mouth nor nothing, which is fine. There's no big issue with that, you know. And then when we turn it around, he's really plain, like in the back. It's not like a big backpack or anything, so I think it's pretty cool what he is and all that, you know. The fingers are also a resemblance to like machine guns or whatever you want to call it, but he's also hands, so it's pretty cool that they have all this. Now for every prime so far from the Age of Primes have had like a little their little symbol device or whatever you want to call it. It's like their insignia of what prime they are. If only I can get it out, which is this one, but I have a hard time taking it out on my copy. There we go. So for Micronus, he has this little device, this little thingy, and it has his little symbol or whatever. Same goes for Micronus, you know, Megatronus and all those primes. I forgot their names, I'm gonna be honest with you. Alpha Trion, blah 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 blah. You know, all those primes have their little device. Sorry, I literally had the name in the tip of my tongue, but I forgot. So all the primes have these little thing right here, and then they just combine. That's what they're saying in Hasbro Pulses. They've been saying that they combine. Now, my suggestion, or not my suggestion, but what I think is going to happen, they're going to do the same thing as Power of the Primes. You know how they had that nice, super optimal Optimus painted as Optimus Monkey, you know, like Optimus Primal, like just like that. They're going to make a special edition figure for next San Diego Comic-Con. Or most likely they're going to do a figure that's going to be special edition. And it's going to come with a device that you can combine all those separate things. How are they going to do something like that? They have to. So now for the actual figure itself, it's this one. We'll take that to the side and we'll take a look in a bit. So now we have here Micronus. We're going to bring down these pieces. Oh, before I start transformation, that's pretty cool. It's literally the insignia for the minicons, which is pretty cool considering that he's the actual figure. And, you know, he's technically a minicon. But I thought it was super cool that he turned into this. Like, you can see the whole minicon, which is pretty cool. I really like that. Transformation is pretty simple for this guy. Just going to bring these pieces down. Just going to bring these down. And then you're just going to bring these up. And bring these up. And then you're just going to turn the head around. And here he is, Micronus Prime's actual little, you know, little guy. He does look like the Transformers Robots in Disguise 2016, 17, 18 show. I don't remember what year. But he does look like that version. So, I don't know much about Micronus. I don't think we really haven't gotten a lot of figures. But this thing looks sick, you know. I do like it. I do kind of like the clear plastic. I can tell why they went for that. But, yeah. So, here is Target exclusive ram horn. They're around the same size. You know, the cassettes. I have here the exclusive Optimus Prime with the trailer, but you can kind of get an idea of how big he is and how small this guy is. What's a common one that a lot of people may have? I know a lot of people have been finding the Galvatron version at Ross. Even I saw it. So here's a little size comparison with this guy. So you can kind of tell how small he is, you know, compared to any other figure. And then here he is with, Optimus, my favorite Optimus Prime so far, Deluxe Class. So he is very small, and articulation is very limited. Well, not limited because they're all on ball joints, most of it. So he does have the 360 on the arm. He can bend his arm that much. So 360. His head is on a ball joint, so he can kind of do a little twist on the head, but it's a little hard. The legs can go out that much, and they can go forward that much, go back that much, out that much. And they're on a ball joint, so you can really have crazy movement. Now ankle tilted, obviously, but he does have nice, semi-nice articulation. Kind of like how Rumble is. So, yeah, I think it's pretty cool. Now, as for the armor itself, before I transform or do anything with it, his articulation is pretty good. The only problem is I wish these were like separate pieces that you could kind of take off, but they're kind of like in there already, so it does kind of bug me a little bit because then they get in the way. So hands can go 360. Obviously they would if it wouldn't be for that. They can go back that much, bend on the arm like that. You can do a 3 rotation on the bicep, bend on the bicep right there, which is pretty good. There's no back bend, but there is some rotation on the hand, which I thought was pretty cool for what it is. You know, the head is not really. I guess there's you can rotate the head, but it's really hard to kind of get your fingers in there unless mine are just really fat. But yeah, it's pretty hard to get that thing in there. Now for the arms, they can go out. The legs, I mean, they can go out that much. They can go front that much, and then they can go this back and go tilted. Pretty good, pretty crazy, by the way. And then the bend is decent. It goes that much. It can go more, but there's this piece that you gotta move, and then it just kind of like, you know. So it's just on that leg, whatever leg it has the peg on, but it should be the left one, yeah, because the legs separate. So then, if you don't know which one's which, you just kind of go off by the ankle tilted, you know? So it's like kind of obvious to which leg goes to which. Now for transformation for this thing, it's pretty cool. Now you're going to first take off the arms. You're going to take that one off. You're going to take this off. And he's basically one of those like Earthrise, what was it? Earthrise, Cybertron, and what was it? Kingdom? With the whole armorizer guys, and then the legacy with the weaponizers and all that. He's kind of like that, so yeah, I thought it was kind of cool. We can leave that there, and then we're gonna this whole section is just gonna just come out. For the legs are kind of like weird in a way, so not really, but you're gonna bring this down. It's like on a double hingy thingy. You're gonna bring it down, and then it's gonna open. Just gonna like that, and you're just gonna bring this one, turn this around, make sure this little tab here is a little annoying. Get it out, and then now you can bring this whole section in, just like that, and then just gonna bring the other one in. And I don't remember if this stays in. I think it does. Yeah, because then it all pegs together. You're basically folding in all the legs, which I'm pretty sure you're all used to with this type of stuff with any other Transformer, like folding its legs. So it's not a pretty big science right here, but yeah, it should be simple to do. And then as for here, if I remember correctly, the head goes in there. And then this folds inside. And then we fold this. And then the legs fold here. Wait, hold on. This goes like that. Right? Because then we're gonna bring the wheel, the big wheel right here, and it's just gonna peg on these tabs right here. It's a hard time pegging this thing. It's not that hard, but once you have everything aligned. Well, actually, I don't. Because this technically goes like right here. You can't really move this. So let's just do some clearance right here. So yeah, just bring this section down first, and then you can just peg the wheel in there. Just like this. Like that. And just kind of have everything right there. And then you can bring these, because then these tabs is going to bring in these tabs are going to clip in there. So then you can just bring that in there. That's how it goes. My bad. I was like, what the hell? And then you can just take this off. And then this is not tabbing in there, which I'm not liking. But there it goes. That's how it goes. Just like that. And it rolls. You just got to make sure this thing is pushed down really good. That way it can kind of... So now you can bring the arms. The arms will just kind of peg in there. Or they can just peg here. We'll just peg them here, because then I think you can just bring these like that down for support for the whole thing. So we'll just peg these here, peg this there. And you technically have the motorcycle there. You can just have these like that out, like kind of like put flames on it, which would be pretty cool to do. But that's basically it. And then, I'm not even done here, because you can also, ooh, be careful with this little thing. You can put this right here in the back to make him look cool. Just right here on the back, right there. And then you can also add this little guy to the freaking bike. So we're gonna make sure the arms are kind of facing the front. Rotate the forearms just like this, like that. Kind of like that. Yeah, that should be fine. Just like that. And then we're gonna make sure these tabs right here, these two tabs here are gonna be tabbing there. So you can start doing by this one. So like that. And I guess it's really hard to be doing this type of stuff. Okay, and then you can bring this down and then just kind of like, they don't really tab there, to be honest, or at least my copy, but as long as you get the little hooks right here, the little handles right here, you should be fine. And then you just kind of like, you just bring this there, peg this there, and then you have this little nice, it looks funny to me in my opinion, but yeah. And then you just kind of like, so I think it's like overweighted under like this, so yeah, that's pretty much it. So I mean, it's okay. Since they took off the core class figures, you can't really have a Micronus just selling out like that. The core class don't exist anymore, so now you're kind of forced to making this type of figure, which is fine, because I think the whole armor has a name, and it was from the Transformers Prime, which is pretty cool. I just wish the armor was maybe a little bigger, or it could fit any Transformer, because technically it's an armor, so I would hope it would have fit a lot of other deluxes. I would have liked that. I'm not complaining about this one, but you know, it's just a little thing that I would have liked to have, maybe. But then that would have made it a Voyager class, I believe. So then again, it doesn't really bug me that much. But you know, when you hear armor, I think it's called Apex armor or something like that. I don't know. When you hear armor, you feel like it'll fit mostly everybody, but in this case, it doesn't. So I mean, it's okay. But other than that, I think this thing is really good. I do recommend it. I believe it's already out, and I think it's not that hard to get your hands on him. So it should be fine getting him. I think the only one that was crazy to get was Micronus, and I think that was it. So far, Micronus is hard to get. Oh, and right now the new ones, which is Alpha Trion and Micronus Prime. Is it Micronus? The Beast one. I reviewed him already, but I forgot the name. I know, I've been like no sleep, no nothing. It's been a little harsh. So we're gonna do this. I'm gonna bring this in there. Oh, we have to wait because I haven't even brought the legs in. I'm messing up already. This is what I was talking about, the legs. The legs are a little not weird, but they're just a big misunderstanding with them. So let me just bring this out. So I thought the feet would just be like that, but you gotta kind of like push this up and inward, and that should be it. And you just kind of bring this out, and it's pretty easy. You can't miss it. You're just gonna see these little tabs, and the tabs are gonna just go in there. Actually, no, the tabs go in the front. Make sure the tabs go in the front, and then we're just gonna. Doesn't want to go in. Tabs don't want to. Am I doing this right? Yeah. Because then what? Or does it go like that? Oh yeah, it goes like that. The tabs do actually go inward, which that makes sense. And then now you can just bring this whole section here. Just bring it in there. Boom, boom, boom. Just like that. Just like that. Bring the arms in. And then you can just... Oh, no. I got it. Oh, shit. There we go. Here we have Micronus Prime. Some real quick scaling. We have Deluxe Class Optimus Prime. We have Commander Class Optimus Prime. And then we have Voyager Class Optimus Prime. So he is on Deluxe Class, so you can have an idea of how size he is. You know, this is Commander, this is Voyager, this is Deluxe. You don't really need... This is not really Commander, but it is Commander just on the articulation and all that. But it's still the leader class size. So you can have an idea of how small he is, especially with the little Micronus chip or thingy that he has. So overall, he's a really good figure. If you've been buying the primes and you're trying to get all the primes, I suggest you get it. Now if you want to skip on it and you're just getting the primes that you like, by all means, that's still a good thing to do. But he's just fun because you got a little robot that has a little armor at a deluxe price point, you know, which is not seen a lot, you know. Right now the only core classes we have are the Dino Kings that combine and all that, but overall this figure is great. The articulation is great, and then you can also take these pieces apart and then just kind of give it to other figures, you know, just like, you know, let's bring back this guy right here. So, you know, you can peg, you know, this stuff here, and then you can just peg this right here, and then just peg the other one here, you know, just kind of like something like that. I don't know, but it's doable. So you just gotta get your imagination going crazy, and you could probably make something cool, you know. So overall, this figure is great. I do recommend it. So please like and subscribe, and thank you.